Hi best buds, it's Cathy with Cathy's Garden, and I'm so happy that you've joined me today. Today we're going to make an easy flip with a pocket and a tag with some beautiful silk flower decorations. But first let's have our shout out to Tammy, Blossom and Inspire, Pretty Paper Pieces, Linny, Daisy Field Parks, Julie, Heather, and Mackenzie. I appreciate each and every one of you. Let's get started. Let's start with our flowers first. So I didn't even know this was a thing. I found these at the thrift store. They're silk flower petals. You can buy them online. They're very inexpensive. I guess people use them in showers and in weddings and anniversaries and parties. I had no idea. All right, so I've got some in peach and I've got some in the white and the pink, and that's what was available at the thrift store. But like I said, you can go online and you can find all different colors. Now I am using my hot glue gun. Quick, simple, it's great for videos, but you can use the glue of your choice. Let's make a couple here. So I'm just going to take one petal and lay it this way because it comes to a point. I'm going to go ahead and glue this one. So I'm going to glue the tip to the tip, just like this. And I'm going to start across from each other. And I'm looking at my screen and I'm thinking maybe it would work better if I put it on here. Oh, it sure does. All right, so let's go ahead and use that as my background so you can see a little better. Hopefully it doesn't get stuck to it. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue on the tip, and I'm going to add the other one opposite. So now we're just opposite like this. And we're just going to go where there's an opening. So now I'm going to put one going this way. Alrighty. And what I like about these is after you get finished with them and you get them all together, when you put them into a journal or you attach them onto a piece of ephemera, they look beautiful, but they're not going to have any bulk because they will lie completely flat like this, and then you pull them out of your journal and they'll pop back up. Super cool. I just think these are really special. The next one I'm going to place is right here. So we're just working our way around. Very simple. Now you can keep going with them, or you can make these as many layers as you wish. I do think I'm going to add another layer right here because you'll want to cover right where the two intersect. That's where you want to add your petal, is where there's a space. Where there is not a petal and there is a space, that's where you need to add your next little petal, your little flower petal. So I think I'll do one more, and I will place it right in between, right here. There we go. Look at there. Isn't that super cool? Now, for the center, I have somewhere right here, I have some pieces of lace right here, and I'm just going to add a little bit of lace in the center, just like this. And I'm going to grab my little spoon, press it down. There we go. So now I've got a little bit of lace in the center, and I'm going to bring in my wax seals. I love making wax seals, so I need to figure out how I'm going to keep using them so I can keep making them, because I just find it to be so much fun. Whoa, that's nice and bright and pretty, isn't it? I saw one in here when I was making things. Here we go. How does this look? Ooh, that one's really sweet. I have some papers here. I'm going to bring these in right now. I have some papers that we're going to use to make our easy piece of ephemera. I've got this one, and there's this one. Now, when you're selecting your paper for this project, you will want to make sure that your print or your design of your paper is easily made to look good going this way. So a lot of them are made to look good going this way because you fold your paper like this most of the time to make a journal. but we're going to be cutting it in half this way. So you need to be looking for paper that looks good going this way. Now, right now what I'm doing is I'm thinking, what am I going to do for my flower? Which flower am I going to use for my paper? And I don't know, I think I want peach for this one, so I don't think I'm going to use that one. I think I might have to do it. We could do this one. And if I do this one, that one's pretty with it. Do I have a cream? Oh, that's a good question. Do I have a cream? Here's a pink. That's sweet. That's very sweet. I like that one with it. I don't even think I have a cream. That's an idea. Next time I make these, I need to make a cream, don't I? I sure do. Ooh, how about this one? That one's sweet. All right, let's put that one in the center. Oh, wait, this one might go better. Which one do I like better? With the paper. I'm looking at it with the paper. I like this one. I can't tell you why. I just do. All right, so we're going to make one out of this paper, and we can use this flower right here. So all I'm going to do is add a little bit of glue right here in the center. I'm going to let it cool for just a few moments, because if you add your wax seal to hot glue, it's going to melt it. So don't add it when it's super duper hot, right? So I'm just holding it down for a second. Let's make ourselves a pink one, or a peach one, I'm sorry, a peach one right now. So let's get the peach petals in. And once again, all I'm going to do is I'm going to place my glue right on the tip and put it tip to tip, just like this. And then I'm going to get another one and put some glue on the tip and fill in the spot. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing and fill in this spot. These are very simple to make, and they're really quite fun. Now, I'm going to go in between right here. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue. I'm going right in between, just like that. And I'm going to add a little bit more. Is this one or two? These right here, these peach ones were, yeah, there's two here. They were together. And the pink ones, I don't know if they already pulled them apart or they came that way. I have no clue, but they came kind of different. One came like this, whereas they're all compact, and the other one came like this. And I'm thinking that maybe the pink ones were just already used. Maybe they used them at an event and they just picked them up and put them in a bag and gave them to the thrift store. That possibly could have happened. All right, so we know what paper we're using with the pink one, and that's going to be this one. I'm going to set it aside. Which one are we going to use with the peach one? There's this, and this, and there's this one. That's really sweet. And there's this one. How about if we use this one right here? So now I need to pick a wax seal that goes with this. So we can pull in that rusty color. That's beautiful. I'm just looking in here and seeing. I also have found that, now this one's pretty big compared to this one. The bigger you go, the more open your flower will become. So this one's pretty big, so the flower would be pretty open. You understand what I'm saying? Whereas this one, the flower would be more cupped. But either way, when you go ahead and you place it on your piece of ephemera, they will flatten out. Oh, that one's pretty. I don't know why, but I think I like that one. So that tells me maybe a teal. Here's a tealy color. Maybe that's too much. Okay, guys, I just need to decide on which one. I'm not sure. That's pretty, but there's something about that gray. I think I like that gray one. It's very different. So I'm going to set my wax seals on the floor, and I'm going to go ahead. We're using this one and this one. Let's go ahead and put our net, our lace in here. This is the net. Here's lace. How about if we just go ahead and use lace in this one? So actually I'm going to put 2 pieces of lace in here because I don't have a very big rectangle of lace. So I'm going to use 2 together so it will be bigger. So I'm just going to add my lace in here, and I'm just putting 2 in there just to make it a little bigger. I like my lace to show. It just adds another layer into the flower. Now I'm going to add a little bit of glue inside. Wait just a couple seconds and before I place my wax seal on the top. So there we go. And you can see here, this is a bigger seal that we used for the pink one, and the flower isn't quite as, it's more open, shall we say. All right, so let me pick all of this up, and we're going to make our piece of ephemera and use these beautiful flowers. All right, so I have the beautiful flowers we're going to use. I'm going to set these aside. These are the papers that we're going to use. So taking it this way and folding it so it is the long way, I'm going to just place them together tip to tip, and I'm going to just squeeze right here. That's going to tell me the middle of the paper, and I'm just going to use that as my guide to trim my papers in half. So tip to tip and a little squeeze. I've got glue all over myself, you guys. Alrighty, so now I'm using my large guillotine, well, my medium-sized guillotine, but it will enable me to do this on camera. And I'm just going to, just looking at it here, cut this. So now I have half, and I have another piece here. I don't think that was exactly half, was it? Oh, it's a little bit off. It's not bad. It'll be just fine. So keep your other half handy because we are going to make our tag and our pocket out of it. Alrighty, so now we've got that done. The next thing we want to do is, I think I'll use, this was even worse than the other one. Heavenly days. It does not matter. Use which one that you think is pretty for the outside. I kind of like this one. No, I like this one. I think those are butterflies. I'm not sure. All we're going to do is fold it, this part in half. So we've cut it in half. Now we're going to fold it in half. And once again, we're kneading everything up. And I'm just going to bring in my bone folder. Now I'm also going to bring in my cutter. I'm going to cut this again because it's a little off for my liking. Right here, it's a little off, but that's easily fixed. So I'm going to take this one, I'm going to fold it in half. So you can make this any size. It depends on whatever size paper you have. You probably want to at least have a page that is 10:9 long at least, because you want a good size little piece of ephemera flip right here. You don't want that to be too small. Now I'm going to bring in my cutter one more time. I can see I'm a little off, so I'm going to just cut this just like this. Just give that a trim just to even it up a little bit. And here's my other one. And I'm sure this was off as well. Yes, right here. So I'm placing this in. I'm just giving it a trim. Well, it wasn't a very good trim. Why is that not trimming very well? There we go. There we go. I think I'm going to trim the bottom off too, just a little bit. I might do it all the way around on this one. Okay, I like that much better. Now what I'd like to do is I'm going to bring in my corner rounder, and I'm just going to round. That's not my corner rounder. Where's my corner rounder? Here it is. It's hiding. I'm going to just trim. Nope. Yeah, right here, the bottom right here. Just trim that. Cut that off. There we go. Now what I want to do is I want to just lightly ink all the way around both of these. Now I'm going to do that, and then I'll be right back, and I'm going to show you how we're going to make these absolutely adorable. Alright, so I have them all inked up. The next thing we want to do is you want to decide which is your front. So do I like that better or this? It really doesn't matter too much here. I kind of like this one, and I like this one for sure because those remind me of butterflies. I don't know if they are or not, but they remind me of butterflies. So with that, I'm going to set these aside, and I'm going to bring in my little pieces again. I'm going to just measure this 2 inches right here and make a mark. I'm going to do the exact same thing here, 2 inches, and make a mark. And then I'm going to bring in my large guillotine. Now, if you don't want to cut your whole strip in half or cut it at 2 inches, you can definitely mark it and just only cut a small piece. But I am going to go ahead and cut this all the way across, all the way down, just for simplicity of the video. And let's just do that. So I've got both of them trimmed. And I'm going to look at them and see which one I'm going to use for a pocket. I think I like, this is super cool, isn't it? That is super cool. I think I like those two. So I'm just going to put my scraps right there, bring in these. I decided I wanted this to be the top. So I'm going to lift it up just like this. I'm going to take this piece right here. I'm going to take the corner off right here. So it's going to fit. Actually, I used the bigger one, I think. Yeah, I think I did. And it will fit right here. And then I'm just going to mark it right here like that. And I'm going to bring my smaller guillotine in, and I'm going to give that a chop. Just like that. Then I'm going to use my corner rounder, round that corner, look at it one more time and say, well, that's the middle right there, and bring in that 1 inch circle punch and give it a notch. So I'm just going to notch it out, just like that. Grab my sponge with my vintage photo ink on it, and I'm just going to run it around just a little bit. It doesn't have to be a lot, but since I've inked the rest, I need it to go together. Move that out of the way, and we're going to just pop that right on there just like that. I'm going to use my art glitter glue, and I'm just going to run a little bit of glue around the bottom. I'm placing my fingers where I don't want to put my glue. It helps me say, Kathy, don't put your glue there. So it just helps me. It's a great easy reminder where you want to put your glue on what sides. I'm just popping that on there just like that. Now I'm going to bring in that little tiny piece that we have left over from where we cut, or if you wanted, you could bring in your bigger piece if you want a bigger tag. It's not that much bigger, it's just a smidgen. So I'm going to go ahead and keep with this one, and I'm just going to mark it. Now you could fold it in half, but I'm just going to make it into a little tag, and I'm just going to trim it. I didn't want it to be folded over the top. So right there, there's another little easy little tag there. I'm going to round the corners on this, and of course if you ink, then you'll want to take your little sponge and run it all the way around. I won't do that now, but you get the idea. If you want to decorate that up, that's definitely something that you could do. You could stamp it, you put a sticker on it, maybe a little label, whatever it is that you would like to decorate that up with. Now let's go ahead and let's do our other one. We decided on this. I decided on this to be the pocket. So we're just going to place this right in here. We're going to give it a little mark. And I'm just marking so it will fit in onto my piece of ephemera here. And I'm going to cut this right like, where did I just put my mark? Right there. That's hard to see. Okay, right there's my mark. I'm going to round the corners on the bottom, just like that. I'm going to place it on my grid. I'm going to find the center. This one's a little larger, isn't it? Does that fit? Kind of. That's kind of seems to be a little bigger. Okay, everything's good. We'll just mark it right there. We'll bring in our circle punch, and we will punch it just like that, and run our little sponge once again around to give it just a little color to get rid of that white of the paper when we cut. And then, holding my fingers where I don't want the glue to go, I'm going to run this glue around the other three edges and just pop it down onto my piece of ephemera, just like that. Super easy, super cute. And then on this one, I'm going to pop this down in here like this, and I'm going to mark it. I don't want it to be any taller than that. You definitely want to bring it down past that fold in your piece of ephemera, because if you put it right up against that fold, it's going to make it pretty bulky for you to go ahead and close it. You don't want it to be bulky. So once again, you would run your ink sponge around. So there you've got your tag and your pocket. Let's go back to the front and let's decorate. I'm just making sure that this is the front. We've got these beautiful flowers that we're going to place on here. I have a little bit of lace right here. This is another piece of lace or bundle of lace that I was able to grab at the thrift store. It was quite a find for me that day. And I'm just going to add my glue right on the top. This is the top of the pocket, or not the pocket, I'm sorry, the top of the piece of ephemera. It's a flip. It's right on top. And I'm going to go ahead and give this a trim, just like this, on this side as well. So we trim it, we put it out so it opens like this. Okay, I should have showed you that in the very beginning. And then whatever side that, I think I want to put it on this side. So I'm going to run it down this side as well. So I'm just going to add my glue right on here. And I'm going to lay this vintage lace right on the top. My goodness, it looks beautiful already. That is very, very pretty. Let's do the same thing to this one. So the top right here, we're going to add our lace right here at the top. So any glue will work as long as it will hold down some fabric. And hot glue definitely does that, and I use it because it's quick and easy for my videos, and I can just keep going. So we've got that on there. Now, once again, trimming the edges off. Let's run it down. Let me look at that now. Shall we run it down this way or run it down this way? I think down this way. So adding my glue to the edge of this, and then laying my lace right on top of my glue, just like that. Alrighty, so now let's trim it off, and let's trim it right here. Perfect, perfect. Now, the next thing I want to do is I have a piece of that flat lace that you can purchase on a bolt, and I've cut it, and this is approximately 2.5 inches, but I can see that it's a lot wider down here. I did not measure, I just folded it and cut it. This is almost 4, but I want the skinnier end. So I'm just going to chop it right here, and I'm just placing enough to just kind of soften down below the flower. And I do think I like it on, which side do I like? let's put it on this side. So I'm going to just lay a little line of glue around the corner and lay this right on top of the glue. Oh, I just put my spoon in the trash can, you guys. And press this down. And then I'm going to add just a little bit right there, just to hold the corner down. And then I'm going to add my flower right on the corner, just like that. Let's do the other side, the other piece, not the other side, the other piece. And finding my end of my lace, and let's just cut off a little bit. Someone's going to ask me how long I cut this. This one happens to be a little over 3. So there's no rhyme or reason, guys. Just whatever you snip off, just so you can see it underneath and around the flower itself. Just adds a little softening to it and another layer that really works well when you layer things. Now I'm going to add just a little bit more glue to this one because it was coming up a little bit more. There we go. Adding my glue to the bottom of my flower. Now let's look at our labels from JLeeloo and let's see what would be pretty here. Let's pull this down. Let's get rid of this. And I do have some examples that I'm going to show you. That one's pretty on there. That one's also pretty. That's a little big, I think. Maybe something like that, or maybe even you could do smaller if you wanted. You wouldn't have to do big. I think that's way too small. I can't pick it up. Don't know which one I like better. I kind of like that one. We're going to need to ink this up just a little. I like to go over and have it come onto the label. I don't know why. I have no reason why. I just like it. And I'm going to use my art glitter glue and just pop it right on there. And then here I have some examples that I'd like to show you. I'm also going to show you that if you're worried that this is too fat for a journal, because right now it has a little depth on it, it can lay completely flat, absolutely completely flat, and then it just pops right back up. So you don't have to worry about it being too fat for your journal. But aren't they sweet? Oh my goodness, I think they're so sweet. And as I look here at this, I'm thinking, do we need to add anything more? I don't know, possibly. I mean, you know me. I do love adding a little bit of bling. I don't know if it would be too much or possibly just what it needs. It's stuck on a piece of, I kind of like it right there. Let's put this one right here. Let's just see if we really like it. Where did I put that other piece? Here it is. And how about this one? You want to do the same thing? It kind of seems to fit there. Now, I did not put bling on my examples, so we can decide. Here's one that I used with that glitter that we put on our wax seals in that one video. Oh, I just think that looks gorgeous together. So here's one without bling, and here's one with bling. Oh, the bling does it, doesn't it, guys? I do like the bling. I'll be adding bling to these. Here's another pink one right here. Isn't that wax seal gorgeous inside? I just think these are so pretty. And there's this one. Look at that wax seal. I love making wax seals. I love using wax seals. And so here is another little project that you could make that is absolutely adorable. Wouldn't this be beautiful in a garden journal? Oh my goodness, you guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.